Hi there, guys. Um, I wanted to come make this really quick video. Um, just thinking and just t really just thinking about relationships and things that um, go on with dating, things that we hear in the on social media and things like that. And one of the things that I say often is that men don't understand the nature of women. Like, truly, they don't. Um, there was a time when, you know, men actually would admit that, like, we don't understand women. Women are from Mars, men are from Venus, whatever. And so it was always like put on the table that women are different, women are, they're not like men or what have you, which, that's pretty universal. We get that. And so, but now, if you notice a lot on social media, a lot with um, this like red pill manosphere type community, there's a thing now that these men want to portray that they are basically experts in women. Women do this, women want this, the average woman, such and such and such percentage of women will do such and such, and not only are they wrong, you know, not only are their statistics and their statistics and their ideas or whatever you want to call them, their facts to them or whatever are wrong because at the end of the day, you can generalize people to an extent. Um, but somewhere along the way, you're gonna have to start individualizing people. I mean, there's similarities of, like, I'm from Texas, so I'm gonna have a lot of similarities from women from Texas. Like there's a woman on my job. Well, she's a younger woman than me, but she lived, she lived in the same city that I did for a while. And just by that, you know, and just from her being in Texas or whatever, we have similarities. Like we really do. We have similarities because we're both women. We have similarities because we work in the same place. Um, but at the end of the day, we are individuals. Like, we definitely have um individual characteristics. And that's, I don't even have to go into that. I don't have to start, talking about her and talking about me and how we're different. That's just a given. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there are similarities, but I think it's a huge problem, and we can see the problem where we have these men now who are in these alpha male type communities who are pretty much just basically saying, like I said, women are this way, women do this. Uh, Statistics show that women such and such, and it's a problem. It's a huge problem because, and then in a lot of ways, what you're doing beside taking away the woman's individuality is it causes you to put the all women really in a box. And I think this is also where you have an issue of one of the biggest issues that I have, and I'm sure other women have that issue too, but one of the biggest issues I have is a man putting me in the box with everybody else and telling me, and basically arguing with me. Like I have literally, and I've told you guys on this channel, I have literally had guys argue with me about what I think, what I feel, what I believe, my past, my history. Like they have just argued with me. And a lot of it comes from ignorance. A lot of it comes from ignorance, you know. A lot of it comes from ego. These men will know that they're wrong. They know that what they're saying is not true, but to save face, and because people are reading the comments, they're not going to apologize, or they're not going to say, oh, yeah, I was wrong about that, or, maybe this or maybe that. So it's just a lot easier to try and prove themselves right by keeping whatever statistic, whatever argument, or whatever they began with, you know. Um, and it's sad because at the end of the day, men like that, and men with those with that type of mindset toward women really puts a lot of dehumanization on a woman, because like I say, it takes away from her individuality. It takes away in a lot of ways from her humanity. You know what I'm saying? Um, so many of those men are, I think I talked about a few months ago, I think I talked about the incel community. I talked about the book, um, Men Who Hate Women. Um, and I can't remember the name of the author right now, because I've kind of, with so much going on, I have kind of put the book down to the side, and I'm pretty much probably halfway through it. Definitely plan to put it back up, pick it back up, and start reading it again. But um, there's a close tie of these men who have those type of behaviors with basically just hateful women. It's very broad. Um, they don't think women have minds. They don't think women have can make decisions. They don't think women have certain needs and concerns and whatever. Many of these men, once you start really getting into their psychology, and really just even listening to them, you'll find that there's a high degree of selfishness, and there is a high degree of just basically wanting the woman to cater to them, and not really giving a damn about the woman, what she thinks, wants, needs, any of these things for herself. It's all about catering to the man and to her husband and to his needs and things like that. And it's a huge reason as to why many of these men want the docile, quiet, feminine, as they want to call it, um, woman. And that's because in their mind and in their head and in their communities where they share these abusive thoughts with other men who think like them, uh, that's how they think a woman should be. That's why so many of them, especially over here in America, who have those ideologies, you find at the end of it all, like they don't really even like women. They really don't. They don't like women. Um, because women basically are not doing what they want them to do or what they think that they should do. It's about ego, it's about catering to them, it's about giving them what they want, and just living life and just being, a person in this world. You know that giving a person every single thing that they want, desire, ask for, it makes for a very unhappy person. That person, you're not going to make them happy by doing that and giving them everything they need and just catering to them and whatever. people got to work for stuff. People have to earn stuff. People have to feel, um, they got to feel like they have earned something. Otherwise, they're going to take whatever they're getting freely pretty much for granted. Like they're not going to cherish it. It's not going to be special, like nothing. Um, and so men seeking women like that, I've said it on here before, are really just men looking to control women and to control the situation, control the whatever. And the need for control, I don't, it's something deep seated within them. Maybe they don't feel in control. Maybe they don't feel like powerful men. Maybe they don't feel like, maybe they feel very inadequate, which is actually another thing that goes into a lot of that behavior when you start getting to the root of how these men really feel and feel about themselves and feel about women and things like that. When you start making these connections from these manifests and red pills and all these other misogynistic podcasts, there's a heavy tie to the gaming community. There is a heavy tie from that to the incel community. I would really suggest you guys going and really getting in depth information on the incel community. A lot of those men have that alpha male, basically women ain't shit type, mindset. And the further you get into that, the further you really delve into that and start looking into those websites and where these men basically hide themselves at and commune with other men like that. I'm telling you, man, the level of hate, the words that they say to and about women are, it's scary, it's terrifying, it is almost unbelievable. And it's unbelievable because these are not just men who are sitting around in their mom's basement fat eating peanut butter and probably jacking off all day. It's not just those kind of men. Like, these are men who are up in positions and who are doing things and running the world and probably that you see every day, and who have wives and even daughters and things like that, and they're saying these type of mean, hateful, misogynistic type things toward women, and you wouldn't know it if you're just looking at them as a family man. But when they get on these sites in the presence of other men who feel inadequate and who feel hurt and shamed by women or whatever, you see it, and it could be quite terrifying. You know what I'm saying? And so, um, but there is absolutely a tie to that. Um, women by nature, women by nature are not sweet, kind, docile, uh, just sweet, feminine, just whatever. Women by nature don't really act that way. Like, you have quiet women, you have loud women, you have smart women, you have women who are not as educated, you have women who like to wear dresses, you got women who don't really like to wear dresses and things like that. They would rather feel more comfortable in some pants or jeans or whatever. Don't mean that they're gay, don't mean that they don't like being a woman. It's just who they are. It just shows our diversity. But like I say, this mindset that tells these type men to get a soft, sweet, docile, she don't talk back, she cooks, she cleans, she whatever. Any woman like that and living like that with no voice and no choice and no mind of her own, she can't share her thoughts, she can't, that woman is not happy. I can guarantee you that woman is not happy at all. Because as I just said, it's not the nature of a woman But yeah, it's just not the nature of a woman to be that way. Any person who is like that and living like that, living that kind of a catering, please others before yourself type, all of that stuff shows a lack of self love. A lot of times it's taught behavior. A lot of times it is behavior taught out of fear and out of, what do you call it? Out of, yeah, just fear, a lot of it, not knowing themselves or whatever, just going by what they feel is expected of them, you know. It's not a happy place or a state to be in. Now you have women, of course, that are more nurturing. You have women who are who teach more. You have women with those type of uh what do you call it? Those type of uh attributes, and those are natural to them. But to just generalize and put out on the table that that is women and that's how women should be and whatever, it's wrong. It's detrimental. It's just as wrong as saying men are this, men are that. That's how men behave. Men do this, men do that. Now, once again, just like with women, you have men who are similar. They're similar because they are men. They're similar because of their age group. They're all similar because maybe these group of guys like basketball, that group of guys over there like football, some guys like soccer. So you're going to see some similarities. But even with men, to not individualize them is detrimental to them, because then you'll get yourself in a relationship where, oh, men's supposed to, to take out the trash, and they're supposed to do the labor, and men's supposed to do this, and men from the south are supposed to do this. And when you do that and you go into a relationship with those type of expectations, believe me, you're going to get disappointed, because there are plenty of men, especially nowadays, who are not mechanical. They are not builders. They are not um like some of these men out here trying not to break a nail just like you are. So it's like you can't put labor and hard work on them or whatever because they're a man, because they don't want to do it. And that's not in them to do. So getting a man or whatever, and going after a man with that type of mindset that this is what you're going to get out of this relationship, you're going to be very disappointed. Just like men with the women who have those expectations. Um, I just want I'm not going to make the video long, but I just wanted to stop by on my way out, actually, and make this video because it's bothering. It's very bothering. And I want to show that pattern, and I want to show how when you have a man that's talking about female duties, and she need to do this and she need to do that and she need to be quiet and whatever, a lot of times these men rule by fear, especially when it has to do with a woman. They're ruling by fear. They're ruling by, that stereotypical whatever. Oh, well, you need to shut your mouth. You supposed to shut your mouth. You don't argue with men. You don't talk back to men. You don't. Man, come on. Don't nobody want to live like that. I can guarantee you, women in early 1900s and whatever, who lived like that and were living like that and didn't have a choice, didn't have a voice, those women were not happy if you were able to talk to them. But they were scared. They were afraid. Like, who they going to talk to? Who they going to tell? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that is not the nature of women. And so men who are even taking their abuse across the pond or whatever to go um, to these different countries and things like that, looking for women who are like that. You're looking to, as I have said before, to be abusive to those women, and you're leaving here because women over here have rights, and we can stand up, and we can say no, and we can have courts and um, other entities, social workers and social services and things like that to speak on our behalf. Like we don't have to be put in a situation that we don't want to. Whereas women over there in those countries, you can freely go over there. And one of the things I want you all to really look at and to really um, notice is a lot of these guys who go over to these different countries and who talk about going over to these different countries, they will often say that the something about the laws being more laxed over here for whatever, for whether it's for sex, whether it's for uh, women's rights and women not being educated, or whatever. You're going to see some type of benefit that is going to cater to that hostile, demeaning, misogynistic uh type mindset for the men. Now don't think that only men in America are going to those places to be abusive to women or whatever. A lot of the men over there in those countries are abusive to women. I was just reading an article. Well, I wasn't reading an article. It was actually um, a video of a woman that I watched. Horrible story. I may come back and tell it, but like right now, first of all, I don't have a lot of time. I need to get out of here. But I may do a video on her story um, because it was horrible. And she was in a family, religion, and culture where women weren't anything. Like you definitely cater to the man, and that's just it. You have no rights. And there was a thing in that culture about honor killings. And what an honor killing was usually put on the woman, whereas she had to live and walk and be and do in a certain way, or if you bring embarrassment to the family or to the culture even, or to whatever, by stepping outside of your behavior, um then you can be killed. You can be killed by your brother, your father, your uncle. You're like, you can just be killed. And so many times these are situations that oppressive women or women in oppressive situations have to live with and go through and be subjected to. Um and it's sad and it's horrible. And that's why, so many of these, even these passport guys are talking, they're wanting people to be jealous of them. Like they're wanting and they're spreading the narrative that, oh, women are just mad, and we going to get other women, better women. That ain't why. It's because on a wide scale, we know what's behind all of that. Like we know that you're going to be oppressive to other women. We know that. I mean, if you can't find a woman in your own country, town, whatever, to do what you want or whatever, and you say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go get somebody else who will." Okay, well, because I didn't let you abuse me, you're gonna go somewhere where the laws and the behavior are so lax that they ain't gonna have no choice but to do what you say and obey you and whatever. Like it's abusive. It's abusive, and it's shameful. It's sad. My heart is for all women. I don't care what country she's from. I don't care whatever she's from. So many of those women in these different countries, um, they want to come to a place like America. Like they really, really do. They want to go to school. They want to have an opportunity to go to college. They want to have an opportunity to open businesses and things like that. Now, I'm not saying everybody just desire to come over here to America, because America is not the land of milk and honey. Like it's really not. You got plenty of opportunities. You have plenty of um, plenty of good things that go on here and freedoms and things like that. But believe me, anybody who lives here know, like, this ain't no land of milk and honey. Like, it's a lot of horrible, brutal, whatever other kind of things that goes on here too. So I'm not just trying to paint the narrative that everybody want to come over here. A lot of people do, but a lot of people that do want to come over here, it's also because of a false narrative that's presented about America. And once they get here, it's like they find out it ain't true, you know? So, but yeah, for a lot of women, they do want to come to America or envy American women, or, you know, want to be like American women or whatever, because of the freedoms, because of they want to get from under their oppression, you know what I'm saying? By their culture or their husbands or whatever. So no woman is gonna be so happy to want to, you know, get themselves into an abusive and you know, get into a relationship with somebody. I don't care how much money they got. And that's one of the things that I find that a lot of even these passport bros talk about is their money. Oh, I got money, I got opportunity, like I can do this here, and I'm from America, and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's good and nice and well, and you can do that, and you're from America, and you got American dollar, and it stretches and all this, but the women still are, you're still going there to keep those women in an oppressive type of situation. And the more money you have, it just gives you more ability to keep oppressing people. Like it really does. You're not there to find women and bring her out of her situation like Cinderella, and, you know, bring her into this nice, glorious, wonderful. Like, half of y'all are not trying to even bring these women back to America. Why? Because you don't want American women to get into their ear or get into their, like, you want to keep them far away from American women. And it ain't because American women are bad. It's because American women are free, and it's because American women gonna tell her, girl, you ain't got to live like that. Like, dump that nigga. Like, or go. And I don't mean just black niggas. I mean white niggas, Hispanic niggas, all of them. And I'm just saying, like, she'll learn very fast that, girl, you ain't got to live like that. You don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to sit up there and take that. And that's why they don't want the women over here. But you guys, I'm done. I just wanted to bring that out, you know. Just wanted to say that in this video. I don't even have a title for it yet, but it was on my heart and mind, and I just wanted to speak it out. But you guys, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit all notifications so that you'll know when I upload new videos. And I thank you guys for listening. Thank you to my new subscribers. I've noticed I've got a number of new subscribers. I'm so appreciative. I'm so honored that you would come and listen to me, because you can go to any place on YouTube to listen. But I thank you so much for listening to me, stopping by, and, you know, being a part of my little community. You know, I thank you so much. Thank you for listening, and I thank you for watching. And until the next video, I'll see you next time.